In life, things can get confusing as they did for Ulrich Toll one time. He then went through an epiphany that changed his life, and he was rechristened as Eckhart Tolle. I cannot live with myself any longer. This was the thought that kept repeating itself in my mind. Then suddenly I became aware of what a peculiar thought it was. Am I one or two? If I cannot live with myself, there must be two of me, the I and the self. That I cannot live with myself, there must be two of me, the I and the self, that I cannot live with. Maybe, I thought, only one of them is real. It was after this encounter that Toll went through an epiphany that revealed life to him in an entirely new light, literally. Everything became pristine and full of life for him after that. Things that he was used to seemed different and divine. In The Power of Now, Toll takes time to explain how you can get past confusion and overthinking in life. The book is a self-improvement book with a combination of everyday living wisdom and spiritual enlightenment. This book can change your life, and if you are wondering whether you should read it, this The Power Now summary will help you decide. You are not your mind. In this chapter, Toll indicates that true awareness can only be reached when you have found the state of no mind. People have become slaves to their thinking, and unless you are able to stop your mind from overthinking things, then you cannot be able to live in the now. Use your brain as a tool, that is when necessary, but know when to put it down. You will learn how to free yourself from your mind and rise above thought to find enlightenment. Consciousness, the way out of pain. Most of the pain that you go through is caused by living in your past. Here Toll states that if you live in the past, you will experience sadness, bitterness, regret, resentment, guilt and non-forgiveness. If you overthink about the future, you will experience fear in the form of unease, worry, tension, stress and anxiety. It is only by living in the present that you will experience enough happiness. In this chapter, you will learn how to live in the present without creating any more pain and how to dissolve pain that may be as a result of your past. Moving deeply into the now, in this chapter, Toll takes time to teach you how you can separate yourself from your thoughts so you can really live in the now. To do this, you have to keep off any tangent that your mind takes and observe as a third party would. This chapter further teaches about how you can avoid being caught in the psychology of time. Time, as he indicates, is the root of negativity and suffering. You will learn how you can let go of the psychological time and live more in the now. Mind strategies for avoiding the now. Here you will learn how you can stay more conscious and be entirely where you are without the mind derailing you into other things. Toll defines the mind as a separate entity from who you are, and it has its very own agenda. This chapter indicates how you can free yourself from the mentality of waiting. This means you are waiting for that ideal future thought while neglecting to live in the present. That future might never come to pass. The state of presence, you can only understand presence by being totally present. This is what Toll states in this chapter. To be present, you have to be free of your thoughts and be in sync with your inner body. The inner body, here he teaches about how you can become one with your inner body. This chapter is all about introspection so you can feel the aliveness inside of your body. When you feel the inner body, you withdraw consciousness from your ego. The inner body links you with spiritual powers, and you forget about your mind and the thought process when you have been able to master it. Portals into the unmanifested. This chapter teaches how you can find your portals to the unmanifested. These portals act as a source of your chi. Chi is the flow of energy from the unmanifested to the manifested. When you have found your portals, you can find your inner body anytime you want to. Enlightened relationships. Relationships are a significant cause of pain and resentment for many people. Many people today are in dysfunctional relationships and stay because of the children and other excuses without love. Toll states that love is a continuous thing that can only be achieved by being enlightened and being in the present. True love, he states, can only arise beyond the mind, and it has no negatives. With true love, you will not be in the constant love-hate states that many people go through. Beyond happiness and unhappiness, there's peace. This chapter is formed on the basis that finding inner peace doesn't depend on whether you are happy or not. Inner peace doesn't depend on your finding conditions that you deem positive. To find inner peace, you have to allow things to be as they are. When you accept things as they are, you will be peaceful even when you are not happy. The meaning of surrender. Surrender means yielding to the flow of life rather than opposing it. This, therefore, means that you accept the present moment unconditionally. Being in a state of surrender, however, doesn't mean that you have to give in, so you are controlled or manipulated. It means that you are conscious of whatever is happening at the moment so you can say no or walk away from insight and not from just reaction. What I like about this book, The Power of Now, is a wonderful book because it offers straightforward advice that you can put into practice immediately. The concepts are explained in a manner that is very easy to understand. I also particularly like the concept of the book. At this time and age, people overanalyze things, which makes them miserable. This book helps you to let go of the past and not worry much of the future, so you can take advantage of what has been offered to you, the present. I like that this book is some sort of guide for daily living without the stresses and overthinking common with many people nowadays. Why you should read the book? You should read this book if you want to start living in the present moment. Getting much out of life will happen only when you live in the present. Many people spend lots of time worrying about the future and living in the past that the present just zooms by. This book will help you live in the present so you can lead a more fulfilling and happy life.